What's going on, family? I'm back with another video, and I finally decided to start the series on the book, The Testaments of the 12 Patriarchs. So, in one of my previous videos, I talked about the Testament of the 12 Patriarchs, which are the 12 sons of Jacob, or the 12 sons of Israel. So, the reason I wanted to read it is because it has a lot of good information in there. And like I said, plenty of times, excuse me, I'm talking too fast. Like I've said plenty of times, you can't get a full understanding of the scriptures unless you have the other books. There is an incomplete knowledge in the Bible. There is knowledge in the Bible, but it's incomplete. And the only way you can get a full understanding is if you read the other books that were left out. The Dead Sea Scrolls, the lost books of the Bible, the books of Enoch, the Apocalypse of Elijah, the Apocalypse of Abraham, because they all have some sort of knowledge in them, some type of further understanding beyond the scriptures in the Bible. So this is the testament of the 12 patriarchs, and there are 12 books. Well, there are 12 last wills and testaments. That's what these are. These are last wills and testaments of the 12 sons of Jacob on their deathbeds. So I'm going to start with Reuben, which is the firstborn son of Jacob. And then the rest of the series, I'll just go in the order that they were born. Well, the order of the book, basically. So the testament of Reuben, the firstborn son of Jacob and Leah. The copy of the testament of Reuben, even the commands which he gave his sons before he died in the 125th year of his life, 2 years after the death of Joseph, his brother. When Reuben fell ill, his sons and his sons' sons were gathered together to visit him. And he said to them, "My children, behold, I am dying, and go the way of my fathers." And seeing there Judah and Gad and Asher, his brethren, he said to them, "Raise me up, that I may tell to my brethren and to my children what things I have hidden in my heart. For behold, now at length I am passing away." And he arose and kissed them, and said unto them, "Hear, my brethren, and do ye, my children, give ear to Reuben your father in the commands which I give unto you. And behold, I call a witness against you this day, the Most High of heaven, that ye walk not in the sins of youth and fornication, wherein I was poured out, and defiled the bed of my father Jacob. And I tell you that he smote me with a sore plague in my loins for 7 months. And had not my father Jacob prayed for me to the truth would have destroyed me. For I was 30 years old when I wrought the evil thing before the truth. And for 7 months I was sick unto death. And after this I repented with set purpose of my soul for 7 years before the truth. And wine and strong drink I drank not, and flesh entered not into my mouth. And I eat no pleasant food, but I mourned over my sin, for it was great, such as had not been in Israel. And now hear me, my children, what things I saw concerning the 7 spirits of deceit, when I repented. 7 spirits, therefore, are appointed against man, and they are the leaders in the works of youth. And 7 other spirits are given to him at his creation, that through them should be done every work of man. The first is the spirit of life, with which the the constitution of man is created. The second is the sense of sight, with which ariseth desire. The third is the sense of hearing, with which cometh teaching. The fourth is the sense of smell, with which tastes are given to draw air and breath. The fifth is the power of speech, with which cometh knowledge. The sixth is the sense of taste, with which cometh the eating of meats and drinks, and by it strength is produced, for in food is the foundation of strength. The seventh is the power of procreation and sexual intercourse, with which through love of pleasure sins enter in. Wherefore it is the last in order of creation, and the first in that of youth, because it is filled with ignorance, and leadeth the youth as a blind man to a pit, and as a beast to a precipice. Besides all these, there is an eighth spirit of sleep, with which is brought about the trance of nature and the image of death. With these spirits are mingled the spirits of error. First, the spirit of fornication is seated in the nature and in the senses. The second, the spirit of insatiable, what? The spirit of insatiableness in the belly. The third, the spirit of fighting in the liver and gall. The fourth is the spirit of obsequiousness and chicanery. I guess that's how you say those words. Obsequiousness and chicanery, that through officious attention one may be fair in seeming. I don't know how to pronounce those words, so I'm sorry. The fifth is the spirit of pride, that one may be boastful and arrogant. The sixth is the spirit of lying, in perdition and jealousy to practice deceits and concealments from kindred and friends. The seventh is the spirit of injustice, with which are thefts and acts of rapacity, that a man may fulfill the desire of his heart. For injustice worketh together with the other spirits by the taking of gifts. And with all these, the spirit of sleep is joined, which is that of error and fantasy. And so perisheth every young man, darkening his mind from the truth, and not understanding the law of the Most High, nor obeying the admonitions of his fathers, as befell me also in my youth. And now, my children, love the truth, and it will preserve you. Hear ye the words of Reuben your father. Pay no heed to the face of a woman, nor associate with another man's wife, nor meddle with affairs of womankind. For had I not seen Bilhah bathing in a covered place, I had not fallen into this great iniquity. For my mind, taking in the thought of the woman's nakedness, suffered it me not to sleep until I had wrought the abominable thing. For while Jacob our father had gone to Yishik his father, when we were in Eder, near to Ephrath in Bethlehem, Bilhah became drunk and was asleep uncovered in her chamber. Having therefore gone in and beheld nakedness, I wrought the impiety without her perceiving it, and leaving her sleeping, I departed. And forthwith an angel of the Most High revealed to my father concerning my impiety. And he came and mourned over me, and touched her no more. Pay no heed, therefore, my children, to the beauty of women, nor set your mind on their affairs, but walk in singleness of heart in the fear of the truth, and expend labor on good works, and on study, and on your flocks, until the truth give you a wife, whom he will, that ye suffer not as I did. For until my father's death I had not boldness to look in his face, or to speak to any of my brethren because of the reproach. Even until now, my conscience causeth me anguish on account of my impiety. And yet my father comforted me much and prayed for me unto the truth, that the anger of the truth might pass back, from me, even as the truth showed. And thenceforth until now I have been on my guard and sinned not. Therefore, my children, I say unto you, observe all things, whatsoever I command you, and ye shall not sin. For a pit unto the soul is the sin of fornication, separating it from the Most High, and bringing it near to idols, because it deceiveth the mind and understanding, and leadeth young men into Hades before their time. For many hath fornication destroyed, because though a man be old or noble, or rich or poor, he bringeth reproach upon himself with the sons of men, and derision with Beliar, or Beliar. For ye heard regarding Joseph, how he guarded himself from a woman, and purged his thoughts from all fornication, and found favor in the sight of the Most High and men. For the Egyptian woman did many things unto him, and summoned magicians, and offered him love potions, but the purpose of his soul admitted no evil desire. Therefore, the Most High of your fathers delivered him from every evil and hidden death. For if fornication overcomes not your mind, neither can Beliar overcome you. For evil are women, my children, and since they have no power or strength over man, they use wiles by outward attractions, that they may draw him to themselves. And whom they cannot bewitch by outward attractions, him they overcome by craft. For moreover, concerning them, the angel of the truth told me and taught me that women are overcome by the spirit of fornication more than men, and in their heart they plot against men, and by means of their adornment they deceive first their minds, and by the glance of the eye instill the poison, and then through the accomplished act they take them captive. For a woman cannot force a man openly, but by a harlot's bearing she beguiles him. Flee, therefore, fornication, my children, and command your wives and your daughters, that they adorn not their heads and faces to deceive the mind, because every woman who useth these wiles hath been reserved for eternal punishment. For thus they allured the watchers who were before the flood. For as these continually beheld them, they lusted after them, and they conceived the act in their mind. For they changed themselves into the shape of men, and appeared to them when they were with their husbands. And the women lusting in their minds after their forms gave birth to giants. For the watchers appeared to them as reaching even unto heaven. Beware therefore of fornication, and if you wish to be pure in mind, guard your senses from every woman, and command the women likewise not to associate with men, that they also may be pure in mind. For constant meetings, even though the ungodly deed be not wrought, are to them an irremediable disease, and to us a destruction of Beliar, and an eternal reproach. For in fornication there is neither understanding nor godliness, and all jealousy dwelleth in the lust thereof. Therefore, then I say unto you, ye will be jealous against the sons of Levi, and will seek to be exalted over them, but ye shall not be able, for the Most High will avenge them, and he shall die by an evil death. For to Levi the Most High gave the sovereignty, and to Judah with him, and to me also, and to Dan and Joseph, that we should be for rulers. Therefore I command you to hearken to Levi, because he shall show the law of the truth, and shall give ordinances for judgment, and shall sacrifice for all Yisrael until the consummation of the times. As the anointed high priest of whom the truth spake, I adjure you by the Most High of heaven to do truth, each one unto his neighbor, and to entertain love, each one for his brother. And draw ye near to Levi in humbleness of heart, that ye may receive a blessing from his mouth. For he shall bless Yisrael and Judah, because him hath the truth chosen to be king over all the nation. And bow down before his seed, for on our behalf it will die in wars visible and invisible, and will be among you an eternal king. And Reuben died, having given these commands to his sons, and they placed him in a coffin until they carried him up from Egypt, and buried him in Hebron in the cave where his father was. All right, so that was the testament of Reuben, the first son of Jacob. So the next episode or the next video is going to be the testament of Simeon, the second son of Jacob. So you can clearly see there is a lot of information in this book, the testaments of the 12 patriarchs. I haven't read all of them. I think I read Levi, I read Judah, and I read Joseph. And those three have a lot of end time prophecies in them concerning Israel. And I want to say all the books except Joseph, they talk about Joseph in those books because Joseph was supposed to be king over his brothers. So all of the other 11 sons of Jacob allude to Joseph in their last wills and testaments. And then in the book of Joseph, there is a end time prophecy, as well as he talks about how he became a slave in Egypt after his brothers sold him into slavery because they didn't want to worship him as their king. So that's it for this video. I'm actually glad that it didn't run that long, because y'all know how my videos go. They usually last for an hour plus. So this is gonna be a 12-part series, and every video is probably gonna be like 30 minutes at the most, because the books are, well, the testaments are not that long at all. So with that being said, I want to thank you guys for watching. I appreciate you for your support. And please like, share, comment, subscribe, click that notification button. Until next time, thank you guys for watching.